guys, Dave the Station here. Today we are going to talk about the Howard Leight Impact Sports and the Walker Razor Digital Electronic Hearing Protection. We'll start off with the Howard Leights here. They retail for about $50 or so. They were on sale when I bought them a couple years ago for about $35. I'm sure you can find them out there for $35, $40. Awesome headphones. I would highly recommend them. I run these for the past 3 or 4 years until the little clip right here broke. So the little adjustment piece doesn't stay in there. But I tried fixing it with some electrical tape. Didn't really work as well as I wanted to. I believe you can just buy these clips to replace it, but I figured I'd get something new just to give it a shot. So, first things first, these are electronic hearing protection. So what they do is they have little microphones in there that amplify kind of ambient noise. You know, you'll be able to hear, you know, birds chirping and you know, squirrels or whatever if you're trying to hunt. Use them on the range. It's a lot easier to hear range commands or communicate with somebody else that you're shooting with. They are water resistant. They do have a audio input jack if you wanted to connect like your phone or your iPod and listen to music if you're using them for like cutting the lawn or something like that. Pretty simple, you know, buttons and stuff. Really, it's just a roller. So all the way back is going to be off. You're going to push it forward. It's going to turn on, and then you're going to start hearing that stuff. You can adjust the volume by, you know, if you want it to be a little bit louder, you can roll it all the way forward. It's adjustable like that. So the gel cups on here, or I guess they're not gel cups, the ear cups on there are a rubberized piece over some foam. I haven't had any problems with there. It's deep enough where it's not going to be squeezing on your ears or being uncomfortable like that. I can easily wear these for hours and hours without any discomfort around my head or ears. The band, pretty straightforward. It's some metal on the inside and it's just leather wrapped all the way around. Like I said, water resistant. And then the batteries are AAAs. You just take the little black piece here, push up on them, and then you can swap out your batteries. I think in the, like I said, 3 or 4 years that I've run these, I've only had to replace the batteries once. So super efficient, you know, super efficient use of the battery life. The other thing, these, you know, wires on the back here, one of them's starting to pull out a little bit. That's as simple as, you know, running some electrical tape on there. For $35, you can't complain. And like I said, I've used these forever. These are super comfortable under a helmet, or you know, they're compatible to wear under a helmet. They do push in a little bit more, just due to the fact that I think this is a little bit more. The band is a little bit more rigid than the Walkers. We'll talk about in a second. There's not a whole lot else to say about this. They are efficient at what they do. They amplify the ambient noise, filter out the, you know, anything over, I think, 120 decibels. So the way that works though is, you know, if you say like you're at the range, right, it's going to take your gunshot and that's going to bring it down to a hearing safe level instead of cutting completely out and then, you know, starting back up like what the Razors do. So we'll talk about that here in a second again. But I really like that feature on these, especially if you go to like a crowded range or if you're shooting with somebody, you're trying to talk to them and stuff. You're not, you know, you're both shooting at the same time. You're not going to have any problems, you know, talking to each other. It's going to continue to amplify the ambient noise and only filter out that gunshot down to hearing safe level rather than cutting out completely. So I would highly recommend these. These were awesome. I wish honestly, I wish I would have bought these again, but you know, we'll see what happens in the next couple months here if I decide I really don't like the Walkers. So the Walkers here retail for about $90. You can find them on sale and stuff. I think I paid about $60 for them. You know, they were having a sale because this is the only color they had left. The color doesn't really matter to me a whole lot. They function very similarly to the Howard Leights. The button's a little bit different to turn it on. To turn it on, you'll push in on this button, and then you'll hear like a starting up noise, and then you can adjust the volume by rolling up or rolling down on that little lever, or on that little dial. Ear cups are very similar. Rubberized material over some foam on there. Pretty decent clearance in there. Haven't had any problems with it squeezing my head too much. I don't have nearly as much time on these as I do with the Howard Leights. These are I've had for about 6 months or so. I do wear them every time I go to the range, but you know, I bet I've only been there, you know, a couple dozen times since I got these ones. They do run on AAA batteries, just like the other ones. Same deal. You just push up on the little panel here, and it'll expose AAA batteries. I haven't had to switch the batteries out yet, so I'm going to assume that it's very similar battery life as the Howard Leights. The band on top is kind of a neoprene material, and then the inside band is a leather. These are super comfortable to wear under a helmet. These are better than these Howard Leights. I'm not exactly sure why. I think I've kind of narrowed it down to they are a little bit thinner, so they fit in between the pads of my helmet a little bit easier, and then the piece of metal or whatever is on the inside is a little bit more flexible, so it offers you know, it makes it a little bit more comfortable to wear, especially for, you know, an extended period of time. This does have a audio input jack as well. 3.5 millimeters, you know, your standard headphone or whatever. This one does have a seal on it, so that's super nice. Never had a problem with the Howard Leights, you know, any water, anything getting in there. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't use that a whole lot. I did it a few times just to try it out and see if it worked. No problems on either of these. You know, I guess the only realistic scenario, I guess, would be if I'm trying to, you know, mow the lawn or something like that. I don't believe you can run a comm set through this. Not that you would. If you need comms, you're probably going to be running like Sordines or Contacts or something like that. So that's not too big of an issue for me. Microphone, very similar. This one just has kind of a metal piece on it rather than a foam kind of boom mic, or you know, the I forget what it's called. It's like the P sounds. That's kind of what's covering this. This one I haven't had any problems with hearing pronunciation or anything like that. The clips are very similar. Same deal. I don't know if they're quite compatible, but they do look very similar as far as the clips on there. Adjustable. Both of them are adjustable. They just pull out and in, and then there's tension on your ears. Like I said, so the reason that I prefer the Impact Sports over these Razer Digitals is because when you're shooting, it's going to cut everything out completely. So you're going to lose the ambient noise, or somebody's trying to talk to you while somebody else is shooting or whatever. It's going to cut all of that out like completely. It doesn't just bring it down to a hear and safe level. So that's kind of annoying for me, especially, you know, when I go out to the range. I'm either, you know, I have to be paying attention to range commands, and then if I'm trying to communicate with somebody else that I'm shooting with, I pretty much have to, you know, the other person has to yell, or I have to, you know, wait until we're done shooting to communicate. Now, they are pretty sensitive, so if you know, are wearing these to, like, you know, or, you know, when I wear these for pistol competition, everybody's shooting all the time. You know, it is a little frustrating that it's going to filter everything out, because I think it cuts it out for like a second after the noise exposure. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm going to continue to wear these, use them. I'll let you guys know if I have any problems with these, but I think for the money, you're probably better off wearing the Impact Sports. I know that these are a little bit more expensive. I think the warranty on them is very similar and stuff. You know, if they break, they'll replace them. So that's super nice with both of the companies. But even though this one's a little bit more uncomfortable under a helmet, I don't wear that all the time, and I would definitely go with these over the walkers, just due to the fact that it cuts everything out. So I hope I articulated that enough where you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to say. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So if you thought this video was cool, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.